Right? It's ridiculous.
Right.
Okay. So far, so good. All right, y'all ready to get started?
Oh,
I guess you're up.
okay.
What if y'all stand for the pledges? Allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state,
under
God, one and indivisible. Let us pray. God, we come before you today. It's a beautiful day. Thank you for all the moisture that you've been giving us here in Hutchinson County. Lord, I pray that you continue to be with each and every person who defends, protects, and honors our great state, our great America, as well as Hutchinson County. God, I pray that you be with all of our first responders. Lord, today as we make decisions, let them be ones that positively impact our citizens. Lord, let us also be good stewards of what you give us always. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. Hey, are there any public comments? Okay, we'll move on to our consent agenda. And hope everyone's had a chance to review that.
I did have something to pull
Yes.
for for the previous commissioners' court's minutes on 8/26. Leisha brought it to my attention that I put down on the tiers funding under adult probation, and it just needed to be discussed under budget discussion.
Oh.
And it
okay.
doesn't have anything to do with or juvenile probation. Or adult probation, sorry. It was listed under adult probation.
Okay.
The information about the tiers funding.
So you'll make that correction.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else have anything? Or do I hear a motion on the consent agenda with that correction?
I move to approve the consent items as presented with the amendment as stated.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? All right, item 1 on the regular agenda is to consider and or approve a resolution authorizing the Texas Department of Agriculture, Texas Feeding Texans Home Delivered Meal Grant Program. This is for the Opportunity Center. We do this every year, and it's just a resolution that we will continue with them and provide that I think it's $9,400. Yes, $9,400 that we contribute to this. Do I hear any motions? Or a motion? Or a whole bunch of motions?
Move to approve the resolution authorizing the Texas Department of Agriculture, Texans Feeding Texans Home Delivered Meal Grant Program.
I'll second it.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? There it is. And I'll just need
A copy or I'll email it to you.
Yeah. Okay, so I can send it to them. Okay, item 2, consider and or approve the amended combined polling location for precinct 31 and 41 and change in polling location for precinct 31 and 41 for the November 4th, 2025 constitutional amendment election.
Yes, so after discussion with where we normally hold the precinct 31 election day polling place, because it's at the Commons in Stinnett at the school. That is a secure area where students are coming in and out. They normally block it off, but their new administration is just not comfortable with the public coming in and out of a school for an election, which is understandable.
Mm-hmm.
So we have decided to just go ahead and have the courthouse as the election day polling location for precinct 31. It's just like as it is for early voting, Stanette. So I think it will be less confusing having it here at the courthouse. So for this election, since 31 and 41 are combined, that location will be here at the courthouse on election day.
Anybody got any questions on that? Or do I hear?
I move to approve the combined polling location for precinct 31 and 41 and change in polling location for precinct 31 and 41 for the November 4th, 2025 constitutional amendment election.
Second.
Okay, motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? All right, item 3 is to consider and or approve the amended notice for the November 4th, 2025 constitutional amendment election.
And that's the amendment to that notice is the change of the election day polling place for precinct 31.
Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the amended notice of the November 4th, 25 constitutional amendment election.
I'll second.
Oh, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? There's all your forms. All right, item 4, consider and or approve the issuance of U.S. bank credit cards to various departments and individuals. I'm sorry. Think y'all got that's attached to the agenda. So you saw those 2 additional cards that we're issuing. Do I hear a motion?
I move to approve the issuance of the U.S. bank cards to the departments as presented.
Okay, motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? All right, item 5 is to consider and or approve the creation of a jail capital projects fund with a transfer of $5 million from the general fund reserves to be committed to the future need of a jail. We discussed this at the last meeting. We had a big discussion about it, but we need an action item to make that happen. Do I hear a motion?
I like the idea, except I think we need more community involvement in this to get some opinions from the community, but I think it's a good idea.
Well, we're just starting a fund.
That's the beginning of a project.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to start something.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Yeah, we can move it if we have to.
What do you mean, Ben? What do you mean? What do we would need to do? Or what would you like to see done?
I'd like to see maybe some discussions within the community, some kind of meeting to where let people voice their opinion. That's a lot of money. It's a big project.
Yeah. It is.
Well,
Now,
it won't be in the near future.
I mean, I know we can move this. I don't have a problem with doing that today. I just like to see that happen eventually.
I agree with you. Yeah, we got transparent with it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Do I hear a motion?
I move to approve the creation of the jail capital project fund with the transfer of $5 million from the general fund reserves to be committed for the future needs of the jail.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay. Item 6, consider and or approve the sheriff and constable fees. Did we get those?
I printed y'all out kind of what myself and the sheriff discussed. This also has.
Do you have an extra one for Kelly?
I do
We can
not.
share.
Okay,
That's
sorry,
okay, we
Kelly.
can share.
Actually, Barry can share. Oh, sure. Yeah, that's
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
This also has Parker County, you see on there, just because we were kind of comparing and I got a little bit of information from them on, some fees that they were charging that we weren't, myself and the sheriff discussed it, that those are some fees maybe that he's gonna either run into or run into. So, we wanted to add those on and they're the ones that look highlighted on y'all's, sorry, just a copy. The only thing that we were gonna change was the distress warrant. We want to add that one on and then change the hourly rate to 75, just because that's what our rates are already. We wanted to add on the bill of sale and then executing the bill of sale, executing the deed.
But we don't currently have those on our list,
Correct.
but we've been doing those things.
So a lot of these, yeah, there's some of those that get issued that we do and that we don't charge for. This is really looking at just some of the offsets that we can maybe bring in just a little bit more
Right.
on the fees that we're spending on time and being out there doing these. Angelica, she's kind of took lead with this and has actually brought a lot of information to me. Been able to do a lot of research into this and making sure that, you know, we're kind of keeping up where it should be, and it's just hasn't kind of always just kind of moved along. Everybody kind of just, okay, let's keep it the same. Just kind of keep it comparative with everybody else and then adding a couple of these fees.
Okay.
Another one was, and I talked to Kelly and to Judge Irwin, is the bailiff fee. This is one of the fees that district actually collects, but the county does not collect. And the bailiff fee is actually something, especially since we have a expense for that, because we do have a bailiff that comes up here and bailiffs for county court, can have to actually start recouping a little bit of those costs back for that as well. At this time, we haven't really had a lot of, we don't have a lot for the JPs. We're just going to keep it at the county level until we can get more information from the JP side of what we can do with that. But adding that bailiff fee for the county court would help at least get some offset on that cost.
And maybe later, like he says, adding that JP bailiff fee for her, but at a lower rate, obviously, because, you know, it's not as busy as your county and your district courts, but that's a conversation we'll have probably with the JPs and talk about.
And it's allowable for the JPs?
I believe so, but that's kind of where we want to.
I don't know a lot of information on that.
Yeah.
I know some do it, but we just don't feel comfortable adding that on at this moment. So with.
And is that fee added on to the court costs or? Okay.
So it
Well,
was
and-
under the sheriff's fees.
Yeah, under this, especially under the civil side when they're issuing
In the filing fee.
Yeah.
Oh, it's in the filing fee. Okay.
Because it used to be required for us, but it was taken out of local government code for county court for civil filing fee, adding that bailiff fee. I did some research on that too.
Okay.
So then is it allowable?
Not for county, but for district.
Okay, so
We
then,
can't add the base.
the bailiff fee.
It's not allowed for the bailiff fee for civil filing fees in county court. It is not.
That was different than what I heard.
Well, I think you said it is allowable for district, but it's not allowable.
Yeah,
for-
that's our, we
Yes.
thought it wasn't being collected for counties, so that's
Yes.
whenever I pointed out and asked about that. So.
so with that, then do we just need to do it for district only?
But they are
Already collecting it.
collecting it.
So my deal is like on here, we just need to specify that out in the notes, like for district only. So that way, because if we're just broadbanding fees, then it'll be for all the courts. So we just need to put in the
Yeah,
notation
just a
for
note.
district court only. So
Yes.
that way it's not confused with, you know, that we're not collecting it for county courts.
Okay.
So if we can add that on there as well, to just put it at the district level only. The order of sale, we wanted to just add on that 200 for each added levy on there. The retrieval of aircraft is something that we want to put on there just because we do have an airport here.
Right.
And then change the hour rate to 75, just because that's what we have already set in our fees. And then tax warrants as well. Same thing, after 2 hours on tax warrants, we charge $75 an hour. And I think that was really the changes we wanted to make.
Has Craig been involved with this to make sure everything is applicable like that? I mean, with putting fees on stuff that we can't collect and all that, or is he looked this over?
It is not the case.
That, I can't really vote on something that I don't know if we have the jurisdiction to collect.
Well, as far as the bailiff fee, I said, that was, I didn't know when that information came out, so I don't know.
I just found that out like later last week. We were discussing with Potter County and we've found with Julie Smith in Potter County with the local government code where we were collecting it prior and now it is no longer required to collect within our breakdown of civil filing fees.
So it's not
It's not
required or it's not?
It's not required. It's not required for us to collect.
But is it allowed?
I know we have a specific breakdown of our filing fees and we have local government codes, how they bucket out. That is not one that is allowed,
Allowable.
They're not allowed.
right?
Is that a,
Oh, okay.
Because
You're
we
saying
have-
allowable in your,
We have an amount like $137 is what we locally collect. And it is specifically broken down to total that 137 where it buckets to.
Right.
And the $35 bailiff fee is not included in that. And those are all local by local government code that we can collect for. If that,
and that was really the only fee that we that's why we took a little bit longer, because we were gonna have this presented earlier, but we were trying to do the research into the bailiff fee and see kind of where that was. We're confused on it too. I mean, we'd never dealt with it, so that's why we were trying to research it as well and see where that.
I would
I mean,
like,
But all of the rest of those that we've added are
Rest-
allowable fees.
Are coming up to
Right,
what the comparisons were with other counties.
right. Just bringing them up.
On
to
this,
date.
this website that you go through for this, you can go in and select the counties. So you go in and select comparable counties to your
Right.
guys. You'll pull them up and you'll see what fee is, used for this. You'll look at the other county and see what they're charging. So we went through numerous counties and compared to those and just brought ours up there. The only additional one we had on it was the bailiff fee.
Bailiff fees. So all the rest of them were already fees we were collecting.
And
Is there
this all comes
retrieval
from
of-
the comptroller's office.
Yeah.
Mhm.
and the retrieval of aircraft would be added. That's
Oh.
not something we've done.
The aircraft one. That's-
Yeah.
That one, I mean,
You're right.
insurance
these have to
liability of
be-
getting an aircraft would be something I don't to look
It's
into.
kind of one of those things, if the court, if we have that, or it comes to our desk, we're just gonna have to figure out how we're gonna have to do it one way or the other. We're just gonna have to figure out how, hopefully.
Right, hopefully that will
Yeah,
never happen.
it never happens,
Yeah.
but that's.
We're
the thing
prepared,
is-
right?
Yeah, that's what we want to be
But-
prepared for all these.
Like I said, this is just going through it, looking at it, seeing how we can adjust it out. If that's something you're not comfortable with, it's.
well, I like it. I think, and I appreciate y'all doing that. I think it's perfect, but I would honestly feel more comfortable if you talk to Craig, y'all make sure all of that other stuff that y'all were just talking about is lined out before I can actually decide on
We'll
any.
have to get it on the next agenda.
Because it has to
Yeah.
be
It has
approved
to
in the
be-
comptroller about, is it
By
the
October
15th?
4th or,
Like-
why?
It's
October
15th.
15th, I believe,
yeah.
yeah.
So if y'all
I
don't
have to
mind,
go in and approve it too.
if y'all don't mind working hard to get it on our next
No.
agenda, I appreciate
That's
that.
correct. You get that,
Back to us by then.
Drew?
Just because it's a little unsure, right? And that makes me a little nervous, but it's awesome though. I'm excited y'all reviewing stuff we needed to probably be
There's a
reviewing.
lot of these things I'm finding.
I love it.
Right.
This makes me happy.
Okay,
Okay.
Thank you for looking at it.
so do I hear a motion to table that?
I moved to table it to the next meeting.
Awesome. Second.
Motion to second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Angelica and Sheriff, thank you. All right, Jerry, Sheriff, you should have just stayed up here. Item 7 is to consider and or approve action with the Sheriff's Department 2024 Ford Explorer. And I laid some additional information at each of these spot that we received late.
Thinking that we went through this like weeks ago.
We did.
Did. Because in deja vu. And trust me, I wish I was not up here having.
Right.
But as far as the situation, it did happen, a vehicle accident, deputies and a bystander, and I said, everything happens in the department is obviously it falls on me, so. But I hate that I have to bring this to you. As far as operational within the office, I feel it's my job to make sure that I remedy that as best as I possibly can, and I'll say operationally, it's been fixed in the process. Outside of that, there's 3 quotes that were presented as far as the vehicle repair. All 3 of these are local. For finishing systems,
JWs, right?
the finishing systems brought a quote of $30,816.02. JWs. 31,594.07. And then customs by Steve, kind of did a refusal to quote. They said that the damage was too bad. They said they saw a crack, part of the frame, they just didn't think. They didn't want to put the liability on them.
Yeah.
So basically totaled.
Pretty much. I mean, I don't doubt anybody's,
Right.
but I think putting too much money into something like that, then not knowing what you're gonna get out of it afterwards is could be dangerous. We had one situation, this was 2013 Ford Explorer. It was wrecked pretty badly in the front end. I know the county spent around about $35,000 to input money into that, and it never saw the road again. It went right onto the auction block. So just from experience. But obviously, I'm down a vehicle. I got to do something with that. That's why I'm gonna bring it to them, to figure out what we need to do. Yes.
Say something.
Yes.
So typically I bring this to the court to send it into the insurance. But the claimant that was hit actually filed the claim before we ever got our stuff. They contacted our insurance. I realize now it was just a liability side of it and not the physical side, but I have already submitted our paperwork to the insurance, so they are aware of
So
it.
tax aware of it. Okay.
Are we, sorry, go ahead, Ben. Are we kind of making a decision to get it repaired or total?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, that's what I, yeah, that's what I was.
Well, so the insurance should look at it and
I
adjust.
was kind of going, what am I?
The
doing?
insurance should look at it and adjust it. If they say it's not total, then we'll have to
Have to go with the quote.
the quote.
You heard back from the insurance, anything yet?
I haven't, all I've submitted is the accident report and I don't know if I even got them the quotes yet, but I will get those to Joseph today.
Because that determines what decision we make, right? So this is another table thing, in my opinion.
Well, let's see.
Well,
Contingent on.
we can,
If they total it, I would.
yeah,
Oh,
we can move forward with TAC getting all the info and then letting us know where we're at with it. If they say fix it, then do y'all want to choose one of those? Or,
I still don't know if you even want to look at the option of even if they choose to go a different route of still not fixing it.
yeah, because
right,
one of the,
sinking money.
one of the, like what you said that happened in 13,
Mhm.
if one of the companies said the saw a little damage on the frame or cracked, I don't know if I even want to approve anything yet.
Little damage on the front.
Little damage on the frame.
Even if still just keeping you on the loop, bringing this to you, you
Yeah.
know what's going on, and you know what process we're going through. They said I have a couple of, openings right now, so the vehicle that was being used for is not, I have a little bit of time, so I have a vehicle that I can use to rotate out. So even by moving it a little bit further down the road, I can deal with that. It's just keeping you on the loop and knowing what's
Well,
going on.
thank you. I appreciate that.
I'd really rather see something from the insurance before.
Yeah, what TAC's gonna do?
Yeah,
Instead of-
he inspector's gonna look at it, right?
They should come out and just, like they did the last time.
Yeah,
It's always fun. They're gonna look at it right and all of us look at each other like, we don't know. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
We kind of do an after the fact approval of submitting it to the insurance. Yes, since that I know it's overstepped.
mhm.
It's not on the
It's
agenda.
just action with the vehicle, so we can take
Okay,
action.
let's do that.
Yeah.
Directly, so I was.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah, well, they couldn't They could just total it. Inspector said, there's a crack in the frame.
In our last situation, what's is extremely frustrating with like this is rather new vehicle, low
Mhm.
mileage, just like the other one.
Mhm.
And so it puts us in a worse spot on the upside down side of it.
Right.
Because, last time we got half or a little over half of what the vehicle was actually purchased for. So it will still come to the y'all's table and say, how are we gonna pay for the rest of it? So I can't. I can fix that, but I can't.
So what we need is a motion to get the TAC
File it.
insurance involved.
Yes.
Okay, if someone wants to make that motion.
I move to approve submitting this to TAC, our insurance company, for assessment and direction.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Thank you.
I'll say the replacement for the other one is in Lubbock and being outfitted right now, so maybe we can work it out.
Have you put any feelers out there on maybe trying to locate another vehicle or?
Well, it's kind of wait to see,
Yeah,
but I can definitely do that and see if they can, like they did the last one, he was really
Right,
helpful.
great.
Put in his back pocket, and kind of held it for me, and so we had a decision. I can do that again.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right. The next item is item 8, consider and or approve the ramp grant agreement. This is the agreement that we have for the airport when we get that money and they reimburse us for expenses, correct, Alicia?
Yes.
But I thought I had sent this to Craig and evidently I looked back and I thought I had not. I don't know if Baltazar has sent it to Craig or not, but we could, I don't think anything has changed, but certainly we'll have Craig review it if we want to go ahead and motion to submit the grant agreement pending Craig's approval. And if he doesn't, if there's something he doesn't like, then we won't approve it. That's what I mean.
And that grant ends on August the 31st instead of our fiscal year because it's on the state. And so until this new one gets executed, any expenses that we have in that from September till it gets executed
Are on
will be
us.
eligible for
Yeah.
reimbursement.
So that's why it's kind of important that we get this done. If we could approve it with pending Craig's,
So
okay.
it seems to be a little bit of a common theme. We got to get this done. We got to get this done. We haven't.
It's that time of year.
I know,
Yeah.
but do we get this stuff in advance or they just say, here you go, you got it this week. You'll have to get it done by Thursday.
We just got it
Okay.
sent last week.
Mm-hmm.
Is that?
And it doesn't have to be
Is that-
specific, but
that on
the
the
longer
back?
we let it go, the less reimbursement we're gonna get.
Was there any changes to it? Was that in the packet?
I didn't see it.
No.
See it in our packet.
No.
That's why I
That's
still.
why I thought I had attached it. I thought I'd sent it to Craig, but evidently I did not, because I looked back and I couldn't find, but I did print it out long.
And you said
It's an agreement.
date is what?
September,
2025 one ended on August
August
the 31st.
31st.
So until the next meeting, if we don't approve it, it'll be on us.
Well, any expenses we have, they're not going to cover.
The reimbursement.
They're not going to reimburse us, yeah. So,
But it's not all the expenses,
Right.
because it's very,
I don't
it's like
know.
a 60-40 rent. I think it's 60-40.
No, it's a 90-10.
Yeah, it's higher now. It's higher.
yeah, 111, is it 111?
The state pays 100 and we'll have to pay
11.
But we don't know if there's changes or any things different compared to last year.
I don't think there's any,
Right.
but
They hard.
I just don't like, I don't think, I don't
Well,
know.
that's why I'm gonna have Craig look at it. And if he says no, then I won't sign it. We'll bring it back. With the changes,
But we can approve it today.
pending his approval. Yes.
his approval. I think that's what we need to do. You can't beat that rent grant. We get a lot of stuff done out there.
It's just weird. I'm not used to approving stuff I ain't even looked at. Me personally even looked at.
Well, we've had the grant out there for years.
Yeah, we have, but that's why I'm asking if there's any changes.
I can't
Can I
answer
hold
that.
that? He'll do hold
I
it.
mean, if we approve it, I don't even feel comfortable if Craig approves it and there are no changes, because
If
We have-
there are changes that have to be made, it's not going to be approved. We'll bring it back for, these were the changes that were made. Do you agree with this now? If there's no changes and Craig puts his blessing on it, I'm going to sign it.
I don't want to hold this up because it is I've read it before because it's a long
Yeah,
grant.
I don't. I'm not gonna go off memory on it. If there's any changes at all, it shouldn't be signed.
Absolutely. I agree.
Can we make a? I mean, he could even be all right with the changes, but I think if there's any changes compared to last year, we can make the motion that it has to come back.
I'll bring it
Next
back if
meeting.
there's any changes.
Because it is important. I mean, we need, a lot of things that
Yeah.
I just want to sign something that's been changed, because it was, when I first started, it was 60-40, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
when you
it
started, it was
was,
60,
yeah.
so that's,
So this is a heck of a deal, bro. It's a lot better.
No, just 2025, it was at 90.
was that the first year?
I want
It
to
hadn't
say
been that
the
long,
year
very long.
before, I believe it was 50.
50.
It was 50-50 when I started, I believe, yeah.
Does that say
2025, it was.
does it say 90-10 on here?
Yeah, it's just some-
90-10 again. Yeah, I'd be comfortable approving it only if there's no changes and Craig approves
I agree with that,
that.
Okay.
but he's not approved to make the changes without coming back.
Absolutely. I'll bring it back if there's any changes. Someone want to make the motion?
Oh,
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with that.
I'll make a motion to approve the grant agreement with Craig's okay on it, on the changes.
Okay, so let me make sure we've got this right.
No.
So that's pending Craig's approval, but if there's any changes, it comes back to the court.
Any change
Okay.
comes back, bench report.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Can you read back the motion, what you wrote?
What I wrote?
Yeah,
Okay. Where am I at here?
I know it's, I don't think I'm making a mountain out of a molehill. I apologize.
Right here. No, it's okay. I have made a motion to approve the ramp grant agreement pending county attorney review and no changes compared to last year. If there are any changes, it will be brought back to court. Okay.
Yeah,
It's perfect.
great job, Kelly. Great.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay, item 9 is to consider and or approve the holiday calendar for 2026. Amy sent you all some holiday options if we want to make any changes. I think some of the changes were just substituting a Monday for a Friday. Did y'all have a chance to look at that?
Mm-hmm.
Any,
That'd be on the 4th, right?
yeah, the 4th of July,
Yeah, that's,
instead of taking Thursday, we take Monday.
yeah, but
And
that's substituting a Monday for a Saturday. July 4th is.
we get it, that's always been a day off. Regardless, we get one day off for the 4th of July, whether it's on the 2nd or the 5th or whatever. If it falls on the weekend, we always give a day for the 4th of July.
So it's either Thursday or Monday.
Correct.
Prefer to stay with 12 holidays, but the floating holiday gives it 13.
And we always get one day for the New Year's too. So,
We always,
New Year's Day is on Friday.
we always have in the past.
Yes. We've always given one day for the New Year.
But I mean, if we're gonna, we had done 12 with a floating, like Ben said, that's 13. I mean, we don't have to. They could plug one of those floating in there and still get 12. I just don't know. I mean, there's not a lot of businesses when a holiday falls on a Saturday or Sunday that we're not open, that we still grant a holiday to our employees. And there's not a lot of businesses that do that either.
Yeah.
It's just not,
Very
it's not good. I mean, it's great to have a holiday. People want to use that as a floating holiday. That's not really on us, but I mean, not a lot of businesses that close when that falls on weekends.
I let my first grader home. Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about the 4th of July. Do y'all want to give a Monday or a Thursday for that holiday? Or what?
Could they just use the floating holiday and,
That's what I'm saying.
not even make that decision?
If you-
Banks typically close, if it's on a weekend, they'll close on Monday or Friday.
Yeah, we're not the bank.
Banks are also open Monday through Friday. Bank, so.
And some Saturdays. Oh, what is Long John Silver? I'm just, what's their schedule?
Yeah.
We're not as busy as Long John's.
So this year, 4th of July was on Friday and we took off Thursday for the holiday.
But we've always given that, what, 12 holidays with one floating? It's always been that way.
No, we changed that last year.
No, we added a day last year. We added Columbus Day. Yeah,
I'd forgotten that.
No,
the floating makes 13.
12 and 1. Maybe it is 11 and 1.
My vote for the 4th of July would be Monday, July the 6th. Okay. What do y'all want to do? July the 4th, yes or no? Thursday or Monday? Or not give a holiday, if that's what y'all want to do. My vote is Monday.
Monday's okay with me. If we're gonna scratch off a holiday, I'd rather it be Columbus Day.
We're not scratching off a holiday. That wasn't what I was asking. I was asking, do you want to take 4th of July on Thursday or Monday, or don't give a holiday? That's what I'm hearing.
I say I personally just let the floating holiday be, since that's in a weekend.
A lot of people, I'm just saying this, a lot of people take their floating holiday on New Year's Eve. I think a lot of people take it on New Year's Eve.
That's also the second scenario.
Yes, it is. But it's still given a holiday for the 4th of July.
It just feels, we added a holiday last year. Now we're, in a sense, adding another holiday.
Kind of.
Last year was 12, this year's 13. I just say,
Well, this scenario is not, it's only 12.
there's 2 days on
2,
December.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Voting holiday makes 12.
The second scenario in essence does do 13 because
It gives New Year's Eve.
New Year's Day falls on Friday of 27. And so she's suggesting
Which would be
taking the
good.
Thursday off, which actually
Mhm.
puts it into
Yeah.
the calendar year 26. That's that second scenario, because we typically give New Year's Day.
Yeah, it's New Year's 2026,
27.
27.
And so it would be basically 13 in calendar year 26, but then you would only have 11 in calendar year 27.
Right. Because of the way that holidays fall.
I did get some comments about, I mean, we do need to revisit this because this is based on the 4-day work week. And there's facilities that are open on Saturday. There's facilities that are open on Monday through Friday. So this also changes their schedule too. Because if we take, I mean, if you get, say, 4th of July on Thursday, there's facilities where Friday, the July 3rd, they're supposed to be open. So
I
then
think the reason we added Columbus Day was because the schools were closed, and it was just, we did that for basically the employees who had school-age kids.
And typically those other facilities that work, like say the jail or the sheriff's department, they just. get
Library,
holidays.
airport. Library, airport,
museum.
museum.
All of them, they just can use holidays,
Days,
days.
like you get,
Yeah, because
11 holidays.
Christmas Day, but
take them when you
you'll
want.
get the 27th off instead of Christmas Day or whatever. I know that's how it works for the jail and the sheriff's. I'm not sure about the other locations.
Right, you know, I'm not sure either. I mean, I think the museum and the library are closed on our holiday schedule.
We are,
Yeah,
but we're also open on Fridays.
right.
Unless it's a holiday weekend. And then,
Yeah.
So like in the library, they'll be off on Friday
and Thursday,
and Thursday.
and then the museum,
Because the way I remember, if a holiday falls on a Saturday, then it goes back. If it falls on a Sunday, then it goes forward. Isn't that what we wrote in the policy?
There is.
I don't think we have a policy that I'm aware of.
It seems so trivial to be just picking a day. I don't know why it seems So weird.
The first scenario keeps the 12, but we had last year.
This one keeps the same number of holidays. So
Yeah.
it just gives Thursday, January 1 as the holiday, so. We work on the 31st, unless you take that as your holiday or your floating holiday.
Or your vacation.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. But it's a regular working day.
For those that can.
So are y'all okay with this scenario? This
The
keeps
first
the
one.
same number of holidays, doesn't add any. Doesn't take any away, leaves the same number of holidays we had last year.
I'm good with it.
Well,
So this is, and we has 12 then.
this has 12. This one has 13.
So you're talking about the one that's 12.
Yeah, just taking the 4th of July on Monday, July the 6th. And you get your floating holiday whenever you want to take it.
Yeah, and you can use that on New Year's or whatever, but,
So we went to Easter Monday instead of Easter Thursday. We changed that last year. And the rest of the holidays are the same.
yeah, this other one says 12 holidays, but it's actually it's 13, so.
Okay, so is everybody okay with the 12 holidays? With 4th of July being on Monday? Okay, do I hear a motion?
I move to approve the first scenario with the 12 holidays as presented with 4th of July being Monday, July.
Okay, do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay. Item 10, any update on the ARP grant projects?
Got the generator set at the courthouse Thursday, well, last week, and got it up and running. We still have a problem with the switch, but we're getting that worked out. So it will run the courthouse right now. Get the switch fixed, everything will be right.
Okay, anything else? What other projects do we have outstanding? Do you have any
We got,
We got the
flooring over there?
flooring at the annex, which we're not near ready for that. And I think that's the only one right now.
Okay,
we've got the doors over there at the annex. We're waiting on that guy to install them.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, nothing else?
Done.
Okay. Item 11, consider and or approve the burn ban or rescind the burn ban?
No changes, nothing, we're 438 for the highest.
Up there,
It's, yeah,
some of it.
median, we have about 311, it's been down as low as 77.
Right. Okay, no change on that. Item 12, consider and or approve request for the use of the club rooms at the Borger Library or Fritz.
Doesn't have anything new.
No?
I just have September 16th is the Medicare presentation. And then September 20th for a birthday party.
Do I hear a motion?
Move to approve those dates as presented.
Second.
Okay, motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay. Item 13, consider and or approve line item changes, transfers and or budget amendments.
I did two. I did one for the contingency line. Two have previously been approved in court already. I just threw it on here to keep everything uniform on my side. And then one was for the squad cars to buy the new one that was totaled. And then one was for the laptops that were already approved in court. And then I'd like to move some money out of contingency into the autopsy lines for both JPs they're both over budget right now, and so this would cover the over budget and put a little bit more in case something comes up this month. For the year end.
Okay.
Was $8,000 for JP one and 5,000 for JP two.
Do you want two separate motions on the amendments?
I think so because the contingency has to have a super majority.
Okay. So on the contingency, budget amendments, do I hear a motion?
Move to approve the contingency line item changes as presented.
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay.
Forgot what I was going to say.
And then the other one,
Second one, we have typically in the past budgeted 50,000 for the ramp grant, but since we got 100,000, I went ahead and bumped that up because there are some more expenses that we're gonna have that we'll be able to get reimbursed for, so I went ahead and did an amendment for the whole grant amount of 100,000, which just the additional 50,000, and then there was just some line item transfers for the different departments.
okay, do I hear a motion?
Making a motion to approve the line item changes, transfers and budget amendments.
Okay, motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? I'm gonna pass these over for you guys to sign. Okay. Thank you. Okay, item 14, consider and or approve advertising, opening, accepting or awarding bids.
We're still running the one for the project, it's set to open.
Okay.
Monday.
Item 15, consider and or approve donations to Hutchinson County. We have, Amy sent me a page for the museum. There were, I don't know what I've done with it, but there were some donations to the, what's it called? The cash? Is it?
And we have a
Cash store?
box.
Yeah, cash box. Yeah, and it amounted to $125, just various donations. And we just need to accept those. And it didn't say who, it just,
They're anonymous.
So now going forward, where is that gonna be? But like when we approve that, where is it going into the general fund or is it going into the gift shop?
It'll go into the gift shop. It'll be a budget amendment after the approval to put it into the gift shop.
oh, here it is. Pretty good, $125.
So we haven't been doing this before. This is new for us.
Yes, it's a new process.
Yes.
What were they doing prior? Just
They were just depositing it and it was just going into
the museum?
their revenue.
Mhm.
Just
Just a better way to track it.
Counts and stuff.
Yeah.
We determined.
Right, I like it. That's my reasoning behind my question.
Okay.
I like it.
Do I hear a motion to accept that, those donations?
The donations to the museum as per.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay. All right, item 16, discussion of county judges and commissioners precinct daily operations. Anybody got anything?
We have, in the research of all the fiber optic stuff that was going on and we have 4 other companies come in. But what I've learned is they typically just do whatever they want to do, and I found out they can't. And so, the Dwayne got Fiber One, and they had to send us a blueprint or a kind of a layout of where they're gonna run their fiber, where it's gonna be. And so Fiber One, the people I call are from Austin, so I don't know exactly where they're from or what they're doing, but they're scheduled to be here next month or in my precinct in the next month. And so Dwayne's already talking to them, and we're also visiting with the city of Fritch to make sure there's policies of hydrobacking, so there's not actual cutting of stuff. Just to implement some of the policies and procedures. I'll present to the court once we get our stuff kind of laid out of what I'd like to present. If anybody comes in and starts laying fiber optic, any of that, because one thing I don't understand is, so we had one fiber optic, and now we're going to have another one next month, and then we're going to have another one in January, and then another company. We only have 5-foot easements, so I'm confused about all these orange conduits going to be running. Where's the space? How are they going to make that happen? So I really feel like we might need to do some regulation this, and I know we don't like to do that, but I just feel like it's just going to be a mess. But I also don't want to create work when there's no need to. I don't want to get into micromanaging, but anyway, so that's kind of a long process.
Did Connie clear it fairly?
Oh, yes. And so, those are just things we're kind of looking at and working on, and I'll try to see what I can come up with and get that going.
You checked with other counties to see what?
Yes, and there's and more, they have pretty much a strict guideline. And the state of Texas, or the TxDOT, has some strict guidelines too for their stuff. And it sounds daunting, but it's really just copy and cut and paste.
Yeah.
So we just have to make something.
Okay.
It should be pretty easy. I just logistically, I can't fathom on some of our easements, we have 5 feet in those conduits, how many? And that's a utility easement. So if you got 4 or 5 fiber optics running through there, that's 4 or 5 orange conduits. And then what about all the other companies, like the ones that are still cable, or it's just confusing.
Way it was explained to me, the state somehow comes in and gives them certain areas, like in border. Vexus has the eastern part there, and then other companies have the other parts. That's
So
what,
they're not all in the same area.
I get that they're not all in the same right of way.
no.
Well, these will be.
Bridges.
Yeah.
Well, they'll be coming down the road, same place.
Yeah.
About how they spread it out. I know over by my office, there's one that already come through, and then another one, XIT, has markings there, and they flagged it. I don't know if they're coming through or not.
Yeah. I don't know about Borger. I just know Fritch is going to get quite a few in our county, and my precinct's going to get quite a few. And because there was a state thing that happened a while back right after COVID, when we were doing the remote learning and getting broadband into rural areas. So they get a little bit, I don't know what these companies get as far as compensation, maybe tax as incentives or something. Or yeah, these companies that are putting broadband into rural areas they're encouraged by the state of Texas and getting a little bit of a supplement or incentive to do that. And that's why it's all of a sudden happening quite a bit. So anyway, it was a mess, still is somewhat of a mess in Fritch, but they are working it out. And of course, we got blamed, or the county was blamed for quite a bit of it because it was out in the county. And I had to reassure, I know I said it last time, I'll say it again. The county doesn't have really a dog in the fight. It was a water service that was being cut, and the county gets no revenue, or we have no jurisdiction over the water. And I just said that publicly for anyone who might be watching.
Same thing happened with the gas companies. They came in and made a mess. They're contractors, I'll say.
Yeah.
The gas company.
Yeah, that's that same
We
situation.
got a lot of calls.
Their contractors are the ones cutting the lines.
Well, not even cutting the lines, just messing up the alleys.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just they've dug up boulders that the trash truck couldn't even get over, so they weren't picking up their trash.
Oh, man.
It's just one thing after another.
But that's all I got.
Okay,
Thanks.
thanks for working on that.
It sounds like I did a lot of work. I bet 5 hours total.
Mhm.
But I can make it sound like a lot. There I will.
Hey, anybody have anything else? If not, I'll share with y'all, and I laid a copy of each of you, letter I got from, some individuals who flew into our airport, and, they were just complimenting Baltazar on his team and how well the airport was run and his hospitality, and just kind of went, above and beyond to help them when their plane broke down and they had to end up staying the night. So it was a very nice letter, and congratulations to Baltazar for running a good program out there.
Got some good people out there, right?
Yes, we do. Okay, anything else on judges and commissioners precinct daily operations? Item 17 is struck off tax properties or tax deeds. We don't have any. Yes. Yeah. So we'll move on down to 18, which is consider and or approve any changes to the proposed fiscal year 2026 budget that the Commissioners Court considers warranted by law and required by the interest of the taxpayers. And Alicia, did you have anything to start with, or? Because we just have a couple of
I just made a few minor changes to some payroll items. After open enrollment, some of the insurances have changed. On the 3/16. Currently, the budget says 57,940, and we need to reduce that to 55,718 after open enrollment. And then on the 84th District Court, I received orders from Judge Brancho. And we have a court reporter fund that we've used, and both of our court reporters get a little supplement out of that. So my suggestion would be on the county side to just take her current county salary and add the $125 raise. And then the additional difference will come out of that supplement fund. So it's just kind of breaking up. Because he ordered a certain amount per month for her annual salary. And so we will take what she's currently getting paid out of county funds.
right
And add the $125 for the raise
to that?
And then the difference will be made up out of that supplement fund.
Oh, okay. So he's asking, I get it. He's asking for
So-
more than what we
Yes.
approved. Okay.
He typically does just a percentage raise because.
So that's what I had to
Just between
transfer
three
it off.
different counties, and to maintain that allocation, it's easier for him just to do a raise to their total salary and then allocate it between each county. Because if one does 125 and one does 3, and
Right.
it's those.
It gets
percentages.
crazy.
Yes. So that will change the salary court reporter from 67,763 to 66,259. Because previously we had the same supplement and the increase was being in the county. And then it would also change the social security just a little bit. You need those numbers spelled out. Okay.
I mean, I don't know if they do.
So it'll be 13,811, and then the retirement will be 20,851. And then there was also a little change on their insurance. It will now be 18,197.
Okay, are those the only? No, there's a lot.
Several, not a lot.
That's
Just
okay.
several.
Well, can we just kind of go over those here in a minute and we'll address a couple of issues that we may need to make to the budget. And one of them is, Judge Mosley, do you want to speak to your, raise?
Yeah, I did want to discuss the fact that you all at last commissioners meeting had made a decision. And I recognize the decision is subject to change here today. About singling out basically Judge Brancho, myself, and the district attorney to not receive an increase in the compensation of the $125 a month. And I know you all discussed a lot about Senate Bill 293, which increased our base pay by 25%. And the thought is, well, you've received this giant pay raise. Certainly, you don't need, I guess the thought is we don't need the extra $125 a month. I don't know. But I do want to fill you in on the context of that pay raise that was not discussed here 2 weeks ago, and why that pay raise is still not sufficient for us. Judges and district attorneys alike have not received an increase in base pay by the state since 2013. Zero, not a dime has gone up. In fact, effectively, my compensation has gone down because they raised retirement from 7% up to 9.5%. My compensation has gone down as a district judge, base pay, since 2013. Everybody in this room who has a position in the county has seen their pay since 2013 go up 39%. And I don't say that as to say, oh my gosh, look at that raise you all received. No, that's justifiable because inflation has gone up 39% since 2013, the cumulative rate of inflation. So I come to you today just telling you that this giant pay raise you think we received is not even enough to cover inflation for us as judges on our base pay. Now, I'm not coming here telling you poor mouth and you saying I'm on the street begging for food. I'm not. I knew when I took this job I wasn't going to get rich at it, and I could make much more money out there on the private side, no question. But I love my job. We all love our jobs. This attorney loves his job. Judge Brancho loves his job. But we do want to be treated with respect that I think we should have. That we should get the same raise that everybody else in this room has the right to get. And so I was a little bit shocked that I didn't realize it was going to be an issue until 2 weeks ago. And I've spoken with Mr. Prock about this, and so he's not surprised at what I'm saying here because it's exactly what I talked to him about because I was upset about it last time. And I'll just tell you that the point of that supplement, it's called a supplement because that's an easy way to say it, because you don't really want to say, it's hard to say compensation for extrajudicial activities. That's the definition of what we get paid as a supplement for. And so it's not some bonus that we're received out of the kindness of people's hearts. It is a supplement based upon the fact that we have extrajudicial activities that have nothing to do with being judges. I never knew this until I became a judge, and all of a sudden they told me, by the way, you hire an auditor, you manage the auditor, you reappoint the auditor. We do that as judges. I'm like, I don't know anything about an auditor. Well, we don't care. That's what you do as a district judge. You do that, and you do that for no additional pay on top of your judicial salary. You do that just because the legislature has assigned us that. And I'm sure probably I'll get back to my desk and the legislature is going to assign us 2 or 3 more things that district judges will have to do. That's just one thing we do. We judicial in terms of juvenile probation, both Kurt and I and Judge Irwin serve on the board. I chair that board. We meet several times a year and guide and produce policy and budgets for juvenile probation. We hire our juvenile probation officer, which we've done since I've been as a judge. We've hired Alicia since I've been a judge. And I, every 2 weeks, have to review and approve all the budgets for juvenile probation that Alicia in her office send to us. We are in charge of adult probation. Not really, I shouldn't say in charge of that. That's not the proper word. But we oversee the hiring of our adult probation chief. We review their budget and we review their policies, and we discuss and try to figure out how to best implement those policies for the county. Judge Brancho as the administrative judge for our region, well, actually for our counties here, of the 3 counties that he serves, is also in charge of the appraisal review board. He appoints the appraisal review board for you all in Hutchinson County. He's in charge of doing all that. Again, what does that have to do with a judge? I have no earthly idea what it has to do with a judge. When in law school, I didn't take a class in appraisal review board, auditors, or juvenile probation or adult probation. They did none of that. But those are extra duties on top of what we do as judges. And I think that's what we get that supplement for. That's why we get that supplement. And I could come here today and ask for the full 25,000 on the supplement, because that's the max that the supplement is allowed. That's the benchmark. And I won't do that. I'm just asking for the $125 a month. And I would say in the future that we will only ask this court for that benchmark. Whatever the benchmark is what we won't go above that. Let me say that much. We won't go above asking you for that benchmark if we ever get to that, but we're not there now. On my salary, we're closer to Mark's because Mark has more seniority, but mine and Judge Brancho's will be around 23 versus the 25. And so I just ask for you to reconsider that particular decision, because I don't think it's fair and I don't think it's right that we're singled out for that. When we do other jobs, if we weren't doing our job, then I need to know that. And you can come to us and say, you're not getting a raise because you're not doing your job. Perfectly fine. But I need to know that and would like people to come to me and tell me that before you decide not to give that raise. But I haven't been told that. And as far as I know, I'm doing the job that I've sworn that I would do. And so just with that, I wanted to have you all reconsider that. I do not want this to turn into a world war. I go to judicial conferences where I'm so thankful that I'm in Hutchinson County, because there's wars out there going on between district judges and county commissioners in other counties where they fight about everything. And I do not want to do that. And we haven't done that. And I don't want to start that today. I try to follow your policies as best as we can. We have duties. We have our responsibilities. You have yours. Sometimes they overlap. And so we have to come together and make decisions on that. And I always thought we've done a good job of that. And I've always appreciated that. And I hope that we can continue to do that in the future. I have a new bailiff. I purposely reduced his salary down from what Charlie's was by 15% to comply with what you all have been talking about, which is a justifiable issue of the fact that we have salaries that are going to outpace our ability to pay those salaries. So I've reduced his efforts down 15% to comply with what you all are trying to do. So I'm trying to work with you. I think we've worked well in the future. And so I would ask you just to reconsider that. I will tell you, as to our court reporter and our salaries for our court coordinators, that, we have to do percentages, because I have to keep my court reporter about the same as roughly was what the 84th is. I have to keep my court coordinator at least what Landy's making in the 84th. And this year, I'm going to be real honest with you. I'm going to raise her salary. Kimmy's up about $2,000 above what Landy's is, because Kimmy's the best court coordinator that there is in the state of Texas. I'll just tell you that, probably in the world. And she has far more experience than Landy does a wonderful job. And I need to move her up a little bit above Landy at this point. That's only fair. As to our court reporters, talk about the crisis. There's our crisis with court reporters. We have no court reporters. If I lose that court reporter up there, our court cannot be run. We have to have a record. We are a court of record. If I don't have a court reporter, we can't do anything. So we have to keep our salaries competitive with court reporters. I know for a fact our 2 court reporters right now would retire tomorrow if we brought in 2 new court reporters that could do it. Thank God they haven't done that to us, and I don't want them to do that to us. We will have to replace them here someday, closer to the near future than the far future, unfortunately. But I need to keep their salaries up there competitive as well, because court reporting judges are relative dime a dozen compared to a court reporter. You can go find a judge to do what I need to do tomorrow, visiting judge. Go find a court reporter. Good luck to you trying to find a certified court. It's a huge struggle, a huge crisis. And so that's why we need to keep their salaries up as well. So we're raising their salaries a little bit as well. So it's going to be different than the $125 a month, again, because of the percentage raises that Hansford and Ogletree give, to make that all equal and just, we also have to do a little bit different than the $125 a month on our coordinators. But on my initial subject, I would ask you to reconsider the increase on our compensation for myself, Judge Branchell, and the district attorney. Thank you.
Thanks, Judge.
Quick question for Judge Rossi, since you mentioned Kimmy's and their salary, do you have orders for those that
I need
we can
to.
get? Yeah, because
I was kind of waiting for I didn't know Brancho had done that.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was waiting for them because we always have that issue with waiting for Ogletree and Hansford to figure out what they're doing before we can figure out what we're doing.
Right.
So do I need to get you orders today? Okay, all
But,
right.
well, because they're adopting today.
Yeah,
so
today is
we have
over.
to make a decision right now
Okay.
as to what those
Yeah.
numbers are.
So whatever the number is for, well, I mean, it's gonna be pro rata on those two. So it's my number is higher because it's not a pro rata number. The Hutchinson County pays 100% of
Kimmy.
So
Kimmy and
Kimmy with the 125 a month is 73,562.
so I want her, she needs to be $2,000 above whatever Landy is going to be.
So Landy's, Hutchinson County.
Yes, if you don't know, you have to add all three.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always the problem, is trying to figure out all three. And then whatever total amount Debbie is making needs to be the total amount that Levon is making.
So we have Landy, her total is 74,986.
So I'm gonna ask for 76,984 for Kimmy. And yeah, like Kimmy's one of the most experienced school coordinators, in fact, trains Landy to make it. So that's why I asked for that, and that position is going to be difficult to fill too, when that time comes. I'm just hoping she'll last before, maybe I can retire before.
Court reporter, yours currently, what the raise is 107,117. The 84th total salary is 118.
Yeah, see, that's gone up, because I've done our raises here for a while, and he's done the percentage raises, and so that gap has increased because of those raises that he's gotten out of Hansford and Ogletree.
Right.
118,814.
And they need to be equalized.
Does he set those for Hansford and all them
The
too?
commissioners do.
And commissioners courts too, but it's a 3-county judicial district and those salaries are split between the 3 counties.
Based on population.
Yeah, but he chooses.
Yeah, but he chooses
the
how that
percentage
works.
Based on what each county's commissioner. court
Right,
set.
right. I mean, Ogletree may go at 8, Hansford may go at 4, you may go at 125 a month or whatever that is. So you gotta kind of figure out what that means.
Some
Does he
average
choose-
that.
Does he choose an in between, like an average, or does he choose?
He chose 3% this year, which I think is, I
It's
believe.
just a little over what
Right.
our raise is. Ours was
We
2,
always try to go with that close,
middle of the road.
whatever you're at, yeah.
And the district judges, they by statute set the court reporters salary.
So I do, are you good?
I just don't know what you want me to put on
I
here.
mean, like with the court reporter stuff, are you good with that?
So are we making hers the same as Debbie?
That's what I'm asking, yes. That's what I'm gonna order.
That's, I was gonna say,
That's your,
you just have to.
But again, I'm not trying to do that to, I wouldn't come in here and ask you for $450,000. No, I'm not gonna do that to you.
So I do want to comment on, since I was the one who brought it up 2 weeks ago. He did, so I did apologize to him because I didn't know that we would, when I mentioned it, I thought we would, we were just going to discuss it and knew that we would make the final here. And I thanked him for watching because I knew he would get back with me that week. I didn't know it'd be during the meeting. He came in and then had to talk with me afterwards, but that's not, I went to Borger, so that wasn't good. Mark and all of us got in there and talked about some stuff. And I'd share, my big concern was on the county supplement, that percentage raise is percentage wise higher than the staff. And there wasn't a cap, the max was 18, what I was saying with him, and some, they had that option of going above it and there wasn't a cap. And so my concern was if we keep doing that, having somebody 30, 40 years into it, they could get 40, 50,000 into that county supplement and take that out of their state salary. And so we did have a good discussion. We talked about, so the 25,000 cap, we did talk about kind of meeting in the middle over the next couple of years. Mark wouldn't take the full raise because he would max this year. They would be willing to max it out at the county max each year and not go above that, which would fix it for us going forward, because anybody coming in after that kind of knows that's our policy of we're not putting raises on that supplement as it's maxed out. So that was my big concern. So once the 25,000 is hit, if somebody comes in, for 10 years, if they don't raise that county supplement, it's still based on the court composition. But we kind of set that policy, or not that policy, but that gentleman agreement that they kind of know that they're and he said this during our meeting, he didn't say it today, but now that raise has gone into effect, they're hoping to get the state side raise. And that's
More consistently.
that's where they get the
reason we don't have a raise is because our salaries are tied, well, I should say, legislative retirement is tied directly to our base pay. So when the legislators raise our base pay, they raise their retirement, and then they have to go home and somebody's going to run against them on the fact that they raise their own retirement. So it's been tied. It's now been delinked. And so hopefully we can get basic cost of living adjustments every 2 years of 2, 3, 4%. And we don't have this giant issue where we have to wait 12 years to get a raise of 25%. And so the benchmark, as I'm talking about now, is 25,000. I would anticipate if we can hopefully, in the next few years, if we go up 3% or something along those lines, then that benchmark will go up 3%. So the benchmark will only grow up as much as our base pay goes up. So that's my hope. Is that we won't have to, all of a sudden that benchmark doesn't go from 18 to 25 and you all go, what in the heck's going on here? It's a slow process of cost of living adjustments versus every 12 years we have to get a raise just to get 2/3 of what the cost of living adjustment ought to be. So.
Agreed.
But for me, that fixes our problem of worrying about somebody not taking advantage of it, but continuing to max out with there's no cap. So I think that, in 2-3 years, that would max them out at 25 too. And so kind of fix that problem for me. So I was agreeable to that. We had a good meeting. One of those things where, like you said, we need to work together, and there are disagreements, but we talk about it and kind of work it out as a county and district, whatever say. So I'm agreeable to that agreement, or that understanding that they
do get the raise.
And then they get the raise up to, like Mark would get it only up to the 25 this year. So then whatever happens over the next couple of years, they won't go above that 25 cap or the benchmark that's set. And then that's just kind of that sets the precedent, and the commissioner's court's deciding that each year.
Okay. Anybody have any comment on that, or is everyone okay with that?
That sounds good to me. That's what we need, better communication.
Okay.
We understood all this a little better.
Well, I misunderstood. I thought, automatically got 25,000. I didn't read it right. That was my fault.
That communication would help this whole lot.
Are y'all okay with raising the court reporter salary so they're the same?
Yeah, I'm totally good.
Okay.
But I do have to ask, don't we have to make a
He said
proclamation?
for that, so.
Yeah, we just kind of.
Do we have to sign it?
It's his decision.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
There's that.
Yeah.
So we don't have to have like a proclamation we gotta sign today.
They give us orders.
Oh, okay.
And then we just we approve it, but it's a rubber stamp. We just say yes, but yes.
But you would have to approve the court administrator.
Yes, I'm cool. Well, both of them, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah. So what we need to make sure everyone's okay with raising Kimmy up to 76. Everyone good with that?
Good.
Okay.
And then that will probably change the social security and retirement just a tad. If it's not a huge difference, I'll probably just leave it because there'll be extra in the budget.
Mhm.
per fund.
Okay.
And it's more of a pain to
And
for those of you who haven't known, I have hired Efren Munoz as my bailiff.
Yep.
So he started September 1st. I'm excited to have Efren
It's good to see you
here.
back in the
Excited to have
courthouse.
him in the courthouse.
Mhm.
And I think he adds a good element to our whole security team in the courthouse.
And I do appreciate you doing the drop and
I
stuff.
understand what you're trying to do. It's fully, we completely understand what you're facing there. And then I do want to invite you all to our drug court graduation. Our next graduation will be Wednesday at 5 o'clock in at the Dome. So our drug court, another good initiative that you've been kind enough to put money on. So, thank you very much.
Thanks for coming and
Thank you.
explaining.
Okay, and then Constable Hartwright has a request for some additional funds in her budget for a vest.
So I printed these out. These are gonna be from,
I'll share mine with Kelly.
okay, these are gonna be from Armor Express. This is the same vest that I'm wearing now. I did notice, because I kind of spot clean my outer carrier all the time, so I really didn't pay attention to the expiration date inside of my vest. So it does expire here in the next couple days. I apologize that, or else I would have brought this up whenever we were doing my budget stuff before. So I need to replace this. The reason why that, and on that first page, that $350 something is marked out is because that is the outer carrier itself. I just purchased this one within this last year, so I don't need that. I just need the interior panels. So the interior panels and what we have is a trauma plate that goes right in the center. Also, just for rifle purposes and just extra protection for our vital organs. So that end page where I wrote that 1622, that's gonna be probably the total of it. I tried to contact Armor Express to get them to give me a better quote. This is just what I got offline. And they have not contacted me back, but I know we're under a crunch as far as needing to get this approved. So if we can get it approved to add that to my uniform budget, so I can get those panels, so that way they'll be in compliance with TCOL. I'd like to go ahead and just add that to my budget.
How long have you had the one you've got?
5 years.
Oh.
They're 5, yeah, they have it 5 years. I actually purchased this one was purchased for me whenever I worked for the sheriff's office back in 2020. So I've had that since then, so.
I'm cool with that. For her protection, I'm definitely all cool with that.
It's like I saw, are you aware if there's any grants out there or anything?
So,
I saw they allocated some more money for law enforcement, bullet resistant. There was a word, and I don't know if that included vest or if it was more like bulletproof glass.
it's for the bulletproof glass. I just went to the legislative update and they're actually putting out grants that I'm actually got signed up for, so that way they can help us. And it's for their windshield and
Right.
our,
Okay. I didn't know if it was just that
Yeah,
or vest
so-
were thrown in there too.
No, there is with Armor Express, and I'm gonna look into it, what they call a VP, sorry. Bulletproof vest program where, I can apply for it, and if I get approved, they'll reimburse us 50% of this back. But,
What are the qualifications to get approved? Do you know?
they have not contacted me
Huh,
back, so
okay.
I want to do that, but it's just gonna be a reimbursement anyway, so. I'm gonna try to get applied for that, so that way at least if we can get reimbursed for half of that back.
Is this the only company that does?
There is another one, but just because this is the one that I had already had, I just went back with it
Right,
because
because
it
it
would
fits
save
in
us
that.
the money.
Yeah.
For, because a lot of the carriers, what they do is like, if you go with Safari Land, the panels, if you wear them with this, it'll discontinue our warranties.
Right.
So because this is already with this program, it'll help just keep all the warranties intact.
Okay, that
So-
makes sense.
And that way we're saving that $350, not having to pay for another one, so.
All right, so you said in a couple of days, is there money in your budget this year to get it? So where you can get it like in 2 weeks and start?
So the problem is gonna be, getting the panels. It's gonna take a little bit longer, so I don't think I can get the panels by the end of the month because mine's specialty cut because I'm a female, so they have to make it special for.
But if they are ordered before the end of the month, as long as they are received by the end of October, then that would be fine. To put it into fiscal year 26 or 25.
So get it out of this year's budget.
I don't know if I don't know if that's gonna be possible. I don't know how long it's gonna take, so I can't even say we're gonna get the panels by the end of October. I mean, I can wish that all day long, but it depends on their production and they're busy. And like I said, this is a specialty cut. It's not just like we already have it in the factory and can ship it out to you. So I'm not sure if that can happen. And I know I have some money in my equipment budget, but I just got some old equipment transferred from the sheriff's office vehicle to mine. So that just ate up like over $1,000 my budget. So that kind of that out of there. So I don't know if I'd have that in my budget to purchase it, or else I would have. I did look at that option.
How much, I didn't get the.
Oh, here. 16,600, well, the total is 16,22.
16,000?
No, 1,006.
Yeah.
That's a month.
1,006.
$16,000.
Yeah.
16,000.
In a bubble.
Missile shootout.
Alright.
I mean, it's all over.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Activate.
And these are like good for 5 years or?
Yeah, they have 5-year.
5-year
I'll
warranty.
be good for the next 5 years.
Mhm.
And then by then, hopefully, like I said, that was my fault with, the timing and stuff, but
Reminder.
I'll set a reminder for 4 years. Year 4, I'm gonna be looking into grants to do that, so. I apologize for the late, it just kind of happened.
So what number do y'all want me to put?
17.
17 plus the 5 that she's already got.
Oh, plus, is she trying to do it this year?
No, she has 500.
5,
Oh,
She's got 5,000 in her equipment, but.
No,
No,
500.
500.
I only have 500 in my, but that's for my uniforms and
Yeah.
things that I need to
Yeah, I
buy
don't wanna
throughout
mess
the
with
year,
that.
so, yeah.
So add an additional 1,700 onto that.
Additional.
Are y'all okay with that? We'll add an additional 1,700 onto her equipment
that would be a
budget.
total of 22.
I do. Why not just 1625? Might make it, because
well, she hasn't actually, this is what she got off the internet. She hasn't actually done the process yet.
yeah,
Like
but that's
shipping and handling,
Yeah,
that's just the cost of the item.
80.
I don't know how much they got to ship and handle.
Yeah, but if we get 50 back, I'm fine.
Okay, so everyone go with 1,700 additional? Okay,
I see you're at more.
all right, thanks. Okay, now you can proceed with all the rest of the changes.
Okay, and thingy. So IT had some extra changes that he needed to make. Do you want to speak on that, or do you want to just spout on what you told me?
I don't remember all of it. Our internet provider, Sparklight, they went with a new billing system, and so they've added a universal services fee that they've never charged us before. Our agreement, which we signed in February, says they can add additional fees as required by law. So it increased our monthly bill by, I think it's like $500 a month or something like that.
Holy cow.
6824 for the year.
Yeah, so 6824 for the year. So that just happened. And they initially our contact said, oh, well, we'll get that thing back off. And then he recently told me, he goes, I don't think we are going to get it taken back off. I think that's going to be your new amount. So they've changed the terms after we signed the agreement, but it's in there that they can. It's also in there that we can quit early if we need to.
It's not in there that we get a refund when they're down,
Yeah, we actually do get a refund when
do we?
those 2 days when they were just completely offline, we actually do get a refund for that
Okay, good.
because they guarantee a 99.99%
That's
uptime.
good at least.
And so they have to give us some money back for those days.
Will we ever see it? Is-
I don't know. I'm not gonna make any guarantees.
It's in the mail, Alicia.
So that was,
That changes internet to 58,824.
and then you'll have to remind me,
And then on the renewal services, it's increasing from 303,850 to 313,050. And that is for a $600 increase to the Microsoft 365.
Microsoft changed their licensing and that literally came out this last week.
Yeah.
And so, they just changed the style of their licensing, so it increased our cost some per month.
There was $1,000 increase for Ninja.
Yeah, Ninja, our remote, control and our management software, which is, I love the Ninja software. It's a great software. There's a 5% increase each year and they just literally told me about it last week, so.
And then a 5% increase to the Odyssey software of $2,200.
Yes, and Odyssey, we didn't know the numbers when we made the original budget. So those were the items.
Okay,
Any questions?
thanks, Richard.
And then in the maintenance, we have a change in employee insurance. We can reduce that to 71,709. Oh, on the county extension, I just wanted some clarification on y'all's intentions. Currently, we have the ag agent position vacant, but if they hire somebody, did y'all want to start them at that salary that they were plus the raise, or keep the salary at what it has been whenever the last one left? Or
Let me go back to that. We gotta go back up.
Portion of that, right? It's like 14 or why do I say
so
that?
What's this up?
Hannah was she left 31,984. And then with the raise, it would be 33,484.
I wouldn't do any raise because that's no one there.
Right, and
Yeah, we haven't given raise.
What's the rest of the salary? Where's it come from?
the state, from
From
A&M AgriLife.
Percent.
I don't know what they get paid from AgriLife. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I asked,
Why, I want to say it's like 14 something, but I don't know where I'm getting that. My head.
All I know is what we're reading. And current is
Yep.
31,984 for ag, and the FCA is 29,584, but we raised her to 31 because she got the raise. But I just needed to know on the ag agent if y'all intended to apply the raise to that salary as well, or keep it as what it is currently.
I say drop it to
Keep it.
30,
Yeah, but what are you basing that on?
just because it's just like writing.
Well, we might get someone in here. I mean, Josh has got some, we might get some on it. We might or might not. They've opened it up internally finally,
I think
but,
we have a shot at it. You're getting somebody pretty quick.
right, but it might be someone that has years of experience and it might be someone that's brand new. We don't know.
So we don't have to bring them in at 31.
It could be a transfer too from.
We just,
place.
we just leave that amount, and if they're brand new, we bring them
We
in
can
at
make a decision.
25.
But I wouldn't put the raise on it.
Oh, yeah, no raise on it.
31,984.
Yeah, just leave it.
That's what I
Are
do.
y'all okay with that?
Leave it at 31,984.
Okay.
It just seems weird, and I just say this, that Raquel that's been here,
Rochelle.
Rochelle that's been here, and then the new person comes in
She
making
makes more?
exactly what,
Well, they make the same now, right?
No, well,
sound like she made less, and then
She
the
did.
raise is gonna
I
bring it
thought we
up.
raised her up.
So she will be at 33. Wait, no,
No,
sorry,
31.
31. She'll be at 31,084 and the ag will be at 31,984. So it's about a $900 difference. Or, because I believe
That's why I want to drop it down to 30.
when Michelle started, we didn't apply the raise to her, but it applied to the ag. And so that's why they were off before. They were always.
Why don't we just make them the same?
I think they should be.
Make them the same for now, but don't apply the raise.
So just, well,
We'd have to.
So before,
Yeah.
make them the same before the raise and then
So-
give Rochelle the raise.
she was at 29,580.
We're doing.
So it'll be 29,984 and 31,084.
It was up to 31.
Oh, 84.
31,084.
Is what she makes
Is what
With the
she
raise.
makes with the raise.
with the raise.
Yes. Her current salary is 29, so if you wanted to make it the same before the raise, then the ag agent would now be 29,580.
Oh,
Sound like 30 is beautiful.
30 sounds beautiful.
It is. I mean, that way a new person in, they're not jumping up there. They're not taking over the last person's salary. They're right at 30. It's doing what we've been talking about, starting everybody lower. Anna that was her salary, but now we get a new person, so let's just start it at 30. Just easy math.
that's if we get anybody.
Yeah, just easy math. 30 is easy. Not really, but in my head.
Okay, is everyone good with that? We may or may not get anybody. We don't.
I think we're second on the, what was the longest one? Said
Do what?
what was the
Probably
second
Christie.
longest one? There was one he
Here.
booked.
Janet
No, the
Pronger.
second longest opening
Oh,
in the state, I think, was it Demet?
oh, maybe. I don't remember what he said.
We're up there towards, like he was saying it, I mean, it's looking promising. But I think you said.
Okay, what else you got?
What number am I putting there?
I thought we decided on 30. Are we good?
30.
30 for the ag. Okay,
And then add a little change on the airport insurance. We can drop it down to 58 or 60. And then we really haven't talked about the special revenue funds. I included that on y'all's stuff too. I just kind of wanted to point out a few things on those. Kind of just make sure y'all know what's available and what they're
Right.
to be used for.
Mhm.
So we have the court technology fund, that's to enhance the technology, of course, of all the courts. We do have, sometimes the JPs will use it for computer equipment, but it's available to all the courts for
technology.
technology. Then we have the courthouse security, which is to provide security, of course, for the court, we can also use it for a small portion of it for the annex because they hold safety over there, so. The law library fund. And that court reporter service fund, I need to make some changes on it since we are going to pay more supplement out of that for the 84th court reporter. So that salary will bump up to 3987, and then the taxes will bump up to 305, and the retirement will be 460. From what is presented to you guys. Now we have the record archives fund, which Kelly uses for her archiving project.
So we collect all of these funds, from court costs,
Mhm.
all these little bitty
That's the
pieces of
bucket.
the court costs.
Yeah.
And they go into these special funds. And then the legislature says, this is what you can use those funds for. So that's where we get the money for the funds. from the
I've
court
been
costs.
trying to utilize these because it seems like in the past,
It just sits there.
they've just been sitting there. And so
We might as well use it.
like the court technology fund, now we're gonna use that to pay for the license fees for the security system for the cameras.
Yeah.
And so it'll use some of that. And then we have the court facility fund, which can improve the courts. So I don't want to start trying to use some of these funds unless y'all would. rather
Instead of coming out of our
roughen
budget.
up and making a big and then do a big project out of them. But right now, it's just kind of sitting there as unused funds. We could be using them.
And all the department heads, do they get a report of what their funds are?
Well, the commissioner's court has control of all of these funds.
But if they
I
came
tried
to us and,
I try to, if they submit something out of their budget, so like, we have a juror fund. And so if they provide lunches for their jury, then we have made it an internal kind of policy in my office that instead of paying it for out of the general fund, we'll use that juror fund to pay for those meals, because it's not always enough to pay for all the jurors, but it is enough to pay for some of the supplies and stuff. And so we've kind of just been in our office recoding, and we'll let them know, you know, instead of using your budget, we're gonna use this over here instead. Because every year y'all approve the budget that I create usually, and it's usually just whatever we budget in revenue, I budget in expense. So it's in and out.
so when you use those special funds, are those presented to us?
Huh.
When you use those special funds, are they brought, is that part in our, what we see in our,
In your bills.
in the bills? Okay.
Angelic has come and
And I have to present my archive project.
Yeah, I remember those things.
233, we need to change the official name. Not the official's name,
233.
the special fund.
Where's that?
It's down. 232.
Oh, that's just the, yeah.
Yeah, that was just not a big deal. It's just down under all there should all be.
It just has not the current sheriff's name on.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That's his forfeiture fund. Usually.
Sounds good.
And then I think really the court reporter one was the only one that I had a change to. But I just wanted y'all to be aware and for us to actually talk. Oh, I did have to make some changes to the county attorney state supplement. That's based on his state money that he gets. He gave us an updated letter, so I made those updates if he wants to apply those. That's all that I have.
Y'all have all done a great job, though. Pretty organized and made it easy. At least on the spreadsheets.
Sheets are good.
The comprehension on my part was a little laxed, but that's on my part. But the spreadsheets look good.
So bottom line, all of those changes, it's not gonna be tremendous. There will be a little bit of change, but I doubt that it's more than 25 or 30,000. Cause we have a couple of big ones in there.
It's not gonna affect how we set the tax rate, probably.
Right.
Okay, is that all the changes?
To my knowledge.
Anybody else have anything? Okay, if there's not any other changes, then the next item on the agenda is to consider and or approve our budget for 2025-2026 as presented with all those changes that we just went over. Yes,
We don't have specific terminology. We have to say
the tax rate you do.
just, but not on the budget. I knew we did on tax rate. We don't have to say the amount.
No, it doesn't say.
I think there is.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
No, I
this
think
too.
all the language
all those
just goes
changes.
onto a cover page that we have to put on the budget whenever we post it. And file it.
Okay, do we need to get,
Wait.
do we need to get a motion for the changes that we've made? So we had
Well, it says,
proposed budget,
says approve or consider.
any changes necessary, so let's get a motion on that on item 18. Any changes to the proposed fiscal year 26 budget that we considered? So the changes that we discussed today and all agreed on. Can I get a motion for that?
I'll make a motion to approve any changes to the proposed fiscal year of 2026 budget that we considered and we will approve, required by the interest of the taxpayers.
Okay, I hear a second.
Okay.
Okay, a motion and a second. Any further discussion on any of those changes? All in favor? Okay. All right, so now we're ready to make a motion on to consider and or approve the budget for 2025-2026.
And it is the record code.
Give me the bottom line amount, so.
With
Well,
all the changes, I can.
We don't have it yet.
Man,
As presented.
So I can give you, I mean, if you look on the budget.
Bottom line.
So current. And you can't really do, I mean, you can do the expenditure amount because the revenue amount's going to change with whatever tax rate you set.
Yeah, it doesn't, so. The code 111.068 is the adoption of the budget, and it just says that we have to be a record vote. We can make any changes to the proposed budget, but then after we adopt the budget, it has to contain the cover page that you're talking about that talks about this budget will raise more or raise less revenue. So we don't have to say that, it has to be presented to the public with that cover page, but we don't have to. The record vote is just on the proposed budget as presented. Okay. And then they do that. But then we have the tax rate that we have to set with that.
okay.
Okay, so do I hear a motion?
I move to adopt the budget that was proposed with the changes that we made today.
Okay.
Amen.
For 25-26.
For 25-26.
Okay. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the budget with the changes we made today for 25-26, and we'll call for a record vote. Any further discussion on that? Okay, we'll call for a record vote. Commissioner Kirksey,
Yay.
Commissioner Prock,
Yay.
myself, yay. Commissioner Bentley,
Yeah.
Commissioner Alexander.
Yay.
Okay. Right. So now we'll move on to item 20, which is to consider and or approve our tax rate for 2025-26.
This does require
Specific language, which I have.
And I just did these three different tax rates. I wasn't sure where y'all wanted to land, but if you give me a different one, I can plug it in real fast to.
So for this one though, now you might have to take a break because we have to give the exact percent of increase or decrease. That's not with the changes though. That number could change to 0.18% instead of 0.17%. If it adds 30,000 to the over.
It's only an increase over the no new revenue rate. It has nothing to do with the budget.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
That would be the,
I bet.
0.490821.
And the top box is if you adopt a rate that exceeds that 0.490821, and the bottom is if you go under.
Oh, everyone's got one. Okay, good.
As well above that, use the top box, right? Yes.
And like I said, if you wanted 0.525, just let me know and I can pop it in front of the class.
Right. Okay, tax rate is currently at 53.5. I think our proposed tax rate was 53.
Yeah, our current is 53. And our proposed was 53.
Oh, where did I think we were 53.5?
If you look at the different scenarios that I sent, it will show you kind of where the bottom line will fall. Of course, it'll be just a tad bit different because of those changes. Second page. The first page I just left as I have your revenue or voter approval and I'm minimalist, but the
Right.
second one, I can start doing different. 51, 50.75, 50.5. And those I can change kind of easily. If y'all want a different rate than those.
It'd still be good at the 49 cents.
What?
I think I'd still be good at the 49 cents. The revenue rate.
I'm still kind of leaning at the 0.50.
Me too.
5 flat.
That's, I don't know, I'm still at
Those are not.
490.
On the sheet, 49, and then the 50 is is above. What are the two, 49? What are the two numbers supposed to be under that? You know,
Oh, that's a bit raised. It was like,
I don't want to go that low, but
Were those just gonna be 48 and 47?
change the format and everything. Those aren't even good, but they're, never mind. Ignore those 2.50 ones, because I needed to go the opposite way. I was going up instead of down. It's 49. I put 49.75, but that's.
So the 50, correct?
Above the box it is.
The 50 above in the top box is correct. The
Uh-huh.
50s in the bottom box are not correct.
Okay.
And on the budget scenarios, I don't think that I went all the way down to 49%.
You just went 49.75.
So if I put in. I put 49. That'll make a deficit of 5.317 million. Because of that $5 million transfer. So it'd basically be a deficit budget of $317,000.
At what rate?
49.
What I thought was last time. What was the one? Let me pull that one up, because there was one that was just 17,000 deficit. What was that?
Here I have.
I thought that was what, that 49. On that.
15, that's the 0.50.
Yeah.
0.50, if you disregard the $5 million transfer, it would be a deficit of 15,514. So that would basically be it, which it's gonna be a little bit low, so maybe like. Or deficit.
And then under revenue rates 49.08.
So the no new revenue rate is only based on the same properties that we had last year that we have this year. It doesn't take into account any new properties.
Well, I'm saying, how is that? If we're in. Okay, I see the wording now on that.
This is the old one. You can see that. Oh, that was 51. Right here is 49. On that page before. Oh, no, right there. 49 is the bottom one.
Yeah, I misspoke on reading that. I'm with y'all on the 50. I misspoke.
I like 50.
That's the way.
It looks good to me. Is everyone good with that? 50? Okay, this, you guys all have the script. Is somebody ready to make a motion?
Do I read the black part and then the red part, or just read the red part?
You read the red part.
But plug in those blanks. Okay, I can do that.
We just got it. I'll get it. Yeah.
All right.
I move that the property tax rate be increased by the adoption of the tax rate of 0.50, which is effectively a 1.87% increase in the tax rate.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Okay, we will take a record vote.
I know the wording makes
So
it,
stupid.
wording makes it sound bad.
It's so stupid because we're dropping the tax
We
rate
are dropping the tax rate.
and we're dropping the revenue. But
I just read it every time.
Right.
Yeah.
They say we have to-
Show the name threes.
Okay, so we'll take a record vote. Commissioner Kirksey,
Yay.
Commissioner Prock,
Yes.
myself, Judge Irwin, yes. Commissioner Bentley and Commissioner Alexander.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a unanimous decision. Tax rate will be set at 0.50. Do we have any other business? Hey, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
A motion and second, all in favor? Do I need a record vote for that?
Do we say yes or yay?
Vote.
Meeting.